Hey, what's up? I'm Eric Haugen. Here's all my my website, my Patreon, my Instagram, my Spotify artist page. Like my videos. Subscribe to my channel if this content is entertaining you today. It helps me when you do that. Win. Today, we got Open D tuning on my, oh, this is a fun retro setup. Supro, Dan Electro, Open D tuning, slide. Let's do it. Let's make sense of it. Step one, join me. I'm going to talk about, I'm really trying here to like everybody who doesn't play slide, let's play slide. Let's do this because it's emotive, it's beautiful, it puts us in touch with the actual notes that we're playing, blah, 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 blah. Okay, ready? 10 to 12. Here we go. Let's talk about what my left hand is doing. I hope we can see it clearly enough. Step one, the slide is straight up and down over the fret. That's important. Doesn't matter what slide you use or what finger you put it on. To me, it's very important that the slide is straight up and down. Don't do this. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. I know I got friends who do that. Don't do that anymore. It's got to be straight up and down if we want it to be in tune. So here we are, last three strings, the skinny ones, 10 to 12. I'm not even doing vibrato. Let's not even do vibrato yet. Let's not even go there. Just 10 to 12 last skinny strings. Now, other things to talk about. Slide is straight up and down. My thumb is behind the neck. He's not popping out over here. I'm calling you out. Don't do that either. You my buddies, but I know you do that sometimes. My bro. Okay, so thumb is behind. Now, the other thing, look, it's a mitt. My hands are like this. It's not tight, but they're supporting it. Other things, because I see folks do this. Why? Don't do that. Fingers supporting the slide. Just, you know, I'm an 80s, 90s kid. Freezy freakies. We're making little mitts, little mittens, slide mitt. Anything else? Let me make sure I've covered all that. No angle, supporting fingers, 3 strings only, thumb behind. And the other thing is the actual note is above the metal line. The actual metal fret is where the note is. He's not back here or in between, so you have to line it up. I hope we can see that. Maybe not. You have to line it up with the tangential point of the circumference of the circle. I don't really know math. But anyway, the middle of the circle has to line up with the fret itself, because that's where the note be. That is left hand slide placement. Let me just show you where the blues chords / scale are in this tuning. Open, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret, 12th fret. BTW, I'm going to tab out everything that I'm playing. It's going to take me 9 hours to do it, but I'm going to tab out everything that I play and put it on my website so that you could purchase at a, for the price of a cup of coffee. Help me out. Help. I don't put ads on my channel. I don't make money from YouTube. Because I hate ads. So there's our blues scale. Now, before we talk about what our right hand needs to do cool slide stuff, let's talk about left hand vibrato. That's the last thing I want to talk about with our left hand. Let's go back to that 10 to 12. Now, slide vibrato, because we've talked about vibrato with regular guitar, is a wrist twist. It is not. It isht not. I don't know why I keep doing the German isht. Haugen, you would think, is German, but it's Norwegian. I don't think I have any German in me. Is not a twist. It is actually, can we see this? Let's go over here to this camera. Say we're resting on our thumb. It's actually my elbow is kind of rocking back and forth. It's very small. So boom, there I am. Go 10 to 12. Get comfortable. Back and forth. It's not that. And I think it's extra style points if you don't start the vibrato immediately. So that like as the note is decaying, it shakes itself out. Oh, riffs that would utilize that, I think Black Crowes. Something like that. Dude, Detour, one of the best shows I ever went to with my buddy John Sirotniak. It was late 90s, seeing the Black Crowes in the Jersey Shore on like some beachfront bar, maybe a 200 capacity club. That's one of those shows I'm like, yes. You know, because my older friends got to see Zeppelin and Hendrix and The Who and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I saw the Black Crowes in the 90s and it was awesome. So good. Okay, now we've talked about left-hand stuff. Now, here is the big deal about trying to, you know, to get right hand and to get cool, slide licks happening. All right, here we go. I insist that we use our fingers if we really want to do. If we want, you know, that's Duane Allman to me is the starting point. Duane Allman. And then therefore also Arlen Roth, who had I learned a lot from Arlen Roth, you know, the hot licks guru, who's kind of my teaching guru, from his Chicago Blues slide guitar VHS. I learned a lot from that. So a lot of this is coming from that. Fingers, because blocking. The idea that we sit on the strings and stop them. Because say I wanted to do a blues scale with slide. There it is, no blocking with a pick. With blocking, that's better. Okay, let's talk about what blocking is. This guy. Let's go just top 4 strings. You're going to hit the open D here, that D string in the middle. When you move to the next string, the thumb's going to sit on it. I think we can see with camera 2. Here we go. That's blocking. And then on the way down, the middle finger is going to catch it as we move the other way. That's one thing to sit around and do, just going, oh, sorry, index, and coming back down. Teach these fingers to sit on the strings. Now, here we go. Here's the next thing that's going to blow your mind, man, about slide. Us guitar players want to think that a blues scale or a scale is here and in front. There's a blues scale, but that's not going to work with slide. Everything with slide, and this is, you know, big, here, you know, the phrase I've been using. Listen to the middle-aged hipster oracle. Let me tell you. Everything's behind the chord. So if this is a 12th fret, we are now, there I am, 12th fret of the, oh, nice overtone there. These Supros are cool, man. That's just the Supro with an attenuator. That's just it doing its thing. It's perfect for this. 12, 11, 10, 11, 12. With blocking. So block it. 11, block it. 10, 11, 12, block it. 10, 12. Coming back down, gonna block with the other finger. And cool thing about this tuning, bing. So you can hear if you got the notes in tune. If I want to go to the lower octave, 12, 10, there's that one, and then that's 8 to 9. Yeah, I put in bold. I have little notes at my feet. Notice how everything is behind the slide. And so that's very different than how we think of playing blues licks and licks in regular tuning. It's like you have a chord, and you know that all those are chord tones, and that's going to be cool, but then all the licks are behind it. And the other reason I like this is that we have to actually know a little bit, because you know that my name is Eric Haugen, and I like knowing what notes I'm playing in relation to the chord while I'm playing. We have to know that that's a D, that's a D, that's a D, so those are tonics. So that's, a flat 7. Where's the other one? What they do, and we need to know then, that's the 5th, that's our A. There's our 4, well then that means there's our flat 5, one of the coolest notes that there be. And that means here's our major 3rd, and so here's our flat 3rd. Which well, if you don't know me, you know me now. If you don't know me by now. I'm thinking of David Brent. I love all offices, the British and the American. Did you know, I didn't know this, and it blew my fucking mind, that Ricky Gervais had a really good 80s pop band, and they were actually pretty good, which actually makes sense because his joke songs are quite good. This all came to me because he has that video. I know I'm detouring. Sorry, not really sorry. These are just vlogs anyway. He has that video in one of the offices where he does, "If you don't know me by now." I'm like, wow, his singing's actually pretty good. And honestly, his joke songwriting is pretty good too. And then I went down a Google rabbit hole and was like, oh my God, he was in an 80s new wave pop band. It's pretty good. I forgot what they were called. Anyway, if you don't know me by now, you know that I like to know what notes I'm playing when I'm playing, as in how they're interacting with the thing. And by the way, yeah, notice the one thing I'm talking about here that I haven't talked about is my hands are gentle. They're not stiff. Everything's, pretty loosey-goosey, pretty relaxed. Now, let me give you one slide lick to practice. We'll stay up here for now, but we're going to move in a second. Nice little example of a slide type lick built off of that D chord. 11 to 12 on that A string, so that's the flat 5 to the 5. And I could use my thumb and then index to get that clean. And then, though, the second half is going to be 11 to 10. So that's the flat 5 to the 4. And because I'm there, I'm actually going to come from the 10 to the 11, which is the 2nd to the flat 3rd. And then finally land on that tonic again. First half. Now watch what happens if I don't block, if I use a pick. Notice I can pop the low E if I want. It'll work out in the end. I kind of made it so it would work out in the end, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think you want to be really exact about block it when you change back, block it, because that's the key to the whole Ariel Posen, Dwayne Allman, Derek Trucks, Sonny Landreth, Joey Landreth, Ry Cooter, the slide experts are blocking. This is going to be a pain in the ass to tab out. Oh well. Why am I doing this to my future self? I'm going to go ahead and apologize to myself because I'm now envisioning me watching this being like, oh God, what did I do? Because slide is actually pretty hard to tab out because it's so slidey. All right. Other things to discuss. Oh, so yeah, there it is on 1. Let's go up to a 4 chord. Oh, sorry. Say this song went to a G. I just do the same dude. If it went to the 5 chord. And then back to 1. One more time, that exercise. So cool. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Okay. Yes, there is. There's always things I want to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but in terms of slide. Why do I like slide? Well, as we discussed, because it forces us to think about the notes we're playing, you know, and really know when we're on the 5 or the 3rd or the root going to the 7, which you know by now, like how much I loathe the whole guitar, like, oh, I learned scales and then I throw my fingers at the scale. I hate that so much. I'd rather play 2 notes that I know what they are and know what they feel like and know what they do than 100 notes. Drops mic, but actually I'm not done yet. Okay, so it's vocal, it's emotive, you know, it's just so expressive, especially for me. I'm not, you know, I don't really ever feel like a big blues badass, but it does make me feel a little like a badass. And this is such a big deal, especially for my older students or my older followers. We get the arthritis in our hands, we get injuries in our wrists, something's not right. You're like, well, I can't play today. I'm like, yes, you can. You can play slide till the day you die. I'm gonna say that again. You can play slide till the day you die. Because like, it's once you get the hang of, this hand doesn't have to do shit. This hand has to do some, but once it understands what blocking is, man, it's not that taxing on our joints and our fingers. And so that's kind of my secret goal, is like, you know, if there's still a world when I'm 90, I would like to be playing slide. So yeah, if you've been intimidated by slide, don't be. I hope that I've given you a path to start to understand it, because, well, we did another one about just understanding open D, and so now we got open D and slide. Did I cover everything? I don't know. Oh, there's one last thing. This other uber interesting thing about slide is that it is the crossover scale. As in, like, it is Mixolydian and blues at the same time. Like the thing that we try so hard to do in standard tuning, slide does pretty naturally. You know, that to me is so cool. It's built to do the thing that we work so hard to do already in standard. You're like, oh, it just wants to do it already. I think that's all I got to say for today. Oh, by the way, yeah, that opening riff is one of my songs. That's a song called Crow off of my old EP, which is now streaming everywhere. I'm trying to get some more Spotify followers because it's pretty embarrassing that I have, 96,000 YouTube subscribers, 3. What a humbling world music can be. 3 followers on Spotify. Interesting. Again, I don't feel entitled to anything. This all doesn't matter. It's all just numbers. What's happening next week? I honestly don't know. It depends on what comes in the mail. Hiwatt's supposed to be sending me something new. We'll see if when that arrives. I don't like to bug them because they've been so nice to me, and I also like to just be like, oh, look, there's an amp on my steps. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. And now I'll turn off the cameras. See you later next Friday. Eat pizza.